Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's early morning still, and of course there's always a lot to talk about in this strange world we're living in. I call the world strange only because it is, but that is the Most High's doing, and it is a condition of the world that has been prophesied. It is what it is, family. There's an old song they used to say, it's getting late in the evening, the sun is going down. You better get right while he may be found. And then it says, I want to know, where do you stand? Who's on Yah's side? Of course, the song said, who's on the Lord's side? But this is the hour of determining, where do you stand? Who's on the Most High side? A lot is happening in the world, and we will continue to sound the alarm as the Most High gives us the strength to do so. I want y'all to understand something. Something very strange has happened in this country. We have been noticing that a lot of some of our evergreens and things of that nature didn't make it. I want you to look at the heavenly bamboo, okay? Usually by now it is filled with leaves. But look at the heavenly bamboo. Now the leaves are slowly coming back. But look at what it's looking like. And this is almost May. Now another thing I want to note is how, Stevie Wonder has a song. And in the song, he says, the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. So, right now, a lot of our rose bushes don't even have leaves on them. Now, they have some new leaves coming up from the bottom, okay? New leaves coming up from the bottom. But on the top, it's like we're almost in May. And we don't even have leaves, so there will be no rosebuds blooming in early May. My husband's brother, who lives in North Carolina, he had mentioned that a lot of his evergreens that were shaped really nicely, professionally edged and shaped and all of this stuff, he said they all completely died. I looked up some information on this because I was kind of concerned. Even our hollies. Hollies are typically evergreen, and we had never experienced our hollies losing all of their leaves. Now, some of our hollies, a few months back, we noticed, we were like, what is going on? All of the leaves had completely died off of them. Now, thankfully, they did recover. The hollies ours are typically evergreen. They don't lose their leaves. But all of the leaves came back fresh and new and bright. But when they died, we were like, what is going on? Now, there is, you can see that evergreen right there, how it died. You see the one in between the rest of those. It died. Okay, and we had a few others as well. But in looking at that national report, that a lot of evergreens did die and did not bounce back, that is of great concern. We're talking about evergreens. We're talking about trees that stay green year-round. Even in our driving around in various areas, we noticed a lot of evergreens perished. And so that is a great concern. Great concern. I feel like something has happened in the atmosphere. That is what I feel. Now, what's interesting about that is when you look up the statistics of how evergreens are very strong, many of them are drought tolerant, and many of them could take many different conditions. We didn't have an extremely harsh winter. So I'm trying to understand what else has happened that has caused a lot of the evergreens to perish. The winter wasn't as bad as some that we've had before, and that has never happened. That has never happened. But we are looking at some strange stuff. Now here, our banana plants are starting to come back in. And I see new shoots that are coming up. We'll probably dig some of these up while they're young because they can get pretty tall, okay? They will reach into the sky as the season goes on. And so we have to thin them back every year because they'll make their way out to the edge and they will eventually be on this road here. But all of that being said, we have to understand something has taken place that the Most High has allowed. I think about all of the different spills, the chemical spills, all of the different unnatural disasters where trains have derailed. Towns have been just filled with all types of yellow smoke and fumes. And they give you an official explanation for these things. But you say to yourself, how far-reaching were those fumes? Because they're not just happening in one area. They've been happening in many areas. And so we have a right to have questions and concerns about these things. The biggest thing for me is the fact that biblical prophecy tells you there's going to be some strange things happening in the last days. And so when I see that and I hear that and we start to see evidence of those strange things happening, I have to relay back to I have to go back to that and say to my listening and viewing audience that these are things you need to understand, because it was prophesied that we're going to have some strange things happening in the world. It was prophesied, so we don't have to fear. Those who are believers don't have to fear, but it certainly is a cause for great concern. It is certainly a cause for great concern because you have to say, where are we in this? Time-wise, where are we in all of this? Where are we in all of this? How close are we to some major events unfolding? Okay? I like to keep my focus on biblical prophecy. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the dark. I don't want to be one of those people who want to trick my own mind into thinking everything is all right. Now, if you're a believer, everything is all right, because the Bible tells us that all things work together for good for those who love the Most High and are called according to his purpose. But when I say everything is all right, I'm talking about in the world, right? You see how they have these songs that come out, change the world, make it a better place for the whole entire human race and all this stuff. And we are the world, we are the children and all this. Even some gospel artists, like Israel, he said, we are the chosen generation. We can change the world and all of this stuff, right? That don't even line up with what the Bible says. That doesn't even line up with what the Bible says. This present world as we know it is not going to be changed. It's going to be destroyed. I guess you can consider that change, huh? But the change they are talking about, though, is a deceptive change. They are talking about changing it for the better through some type of human intervention, as if we have the power in our hands to change something that has already been prophesied to be destroyed by the Most High. That's the arrogance of mankind, to think that they can change biblical prophecy. No one has the power in their hands to change biblical prophecy, right? No one has that power. I'm observing everything. You know, even the children, we've all been, kind of going over and discussing what we've been noticing, right? And even this wisteria, it literally just now started to leaf up in the past 5 days, and it bushed out tremendously. Look at this. Now, we had a frost last night, so they're looking kind of tripped out, but we normally get those. And I apologize for clearing my throat. A few of you have said something about that. I have to clear it, and every morning I do take my ginger and all of that. And so it's just one of those things. This is why I say who knows what has happened in the air, right? Who knows what's taking place? But looking at this wisteria, it normally gets this beautiful light lavender looking light purplish flower every spring. And we all watched as the buds formed, but they did not open up into flowers. We got our leaves, but the flowers didn't show. So, very strange things are happening. A place that we do business at, we've been noticing that some of their landscaping hasn't returned the way it normally does. There's something strange happening, y'all. Something strange. Now, I do thank the Most High for things that matter. Our grapevine here on this particular arbor, we can already see a lot of grapes forming on here. These are them in their baby stage. Okay. I hope and pray that they will be all right after last night's frost. Okay. I hope and pray that they will be all right. A lot of things I'm looking at, we did take in some vulnerable things last night, but the things that we kept out are like the herbs you see in these pots here. But we are paying very close attention to the things that are happening. You know, some very strange things are happening. I call this my salad bowl because it was a fire pit, and I repurposed it and made it into a planter bed. So I have dill weed and lettuce growing in this. So I call it my salad bowl. And it's right outside of my studio, so I'm able to come out here if I want and just pick a salad. Of course, I have other salad growing in containers next to it as well. And other lettuce, should I say. And this blueberry bush right here, we didn't take it up. It's in a strange area. It's in a very strange area because we didn't plant it there, but it's there. So, yeah. We let it stay there, and it gives us a few berries each year because it's in a very shaded spot, and it stays pretty much shaded all day. So, anyway, I have a young person asking me a question, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I didn't even mean to talk this long. I wasn't trying to be on this video that long. I just had some things I wanted to say in regards to what's happening so strange in the world. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, I am out.